Breaking news. Isang fictional at dramatized na ulat ang kumakalat ngayon tungkol sa umano'y pagpanaw ni Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Boying Remulla sa ospital. Ayon sa kwento na umiikot online, bigla raw bumagsak ang kondisyon ng opisyal matapos ang ilang araw na hindi pagdalo sa mga public engagement. Dahil sa bilis ng pagkalat ng balitang ito, marami ang nagulat at nalito, lalo't wala namang kumpirmasyon mula sa mga autoridad. Sa gitna ng mainit na diskusyon, ikinagulat daw ng publiko ang umano'y pagkomento ni Senator Imay Marcos na ayon sa fictitious na ulat ay nagbigay ng matapang na pahayag laban sa dati niyang kaalyado. Sa kwento, binatikos daw ng senadora ang ilang naging desisyon ni Remulla sa nakaraang mga buwan, bagay na agad naging paksa ng matinding debate online. Gayunman, malinaw na hindi ito nakabase sa anumang opisyal na pahayag at bahagi lamang ng lumalabas na dramatized speculations. Sa kasalukuyan, hinihikayat ang publiko na huwag maniwala sa mga kumakalat na haka-haka hanggat walang opisyal na anunsyo mula sa pamahalaan o pamilya ng opisyal. Patuloy na pinapaalalahanan ng lahat na mag-ingat sa peking balita at tiyaking mula sa lehitimong mapagkukunan ang kanilang nakukuhang impormasyon. Ang mga kumakalat na istoryang ito ay malinaw na hindi kumpirmado at pawang katang-isip lamang.
I may ask Duterte. Didn't I may ask Duterte not to bring Bongbong's name out because Duterte knew that Bongbong was an addict. But King Lacson cannot tell me that these people, these underlings, operated without the knowledge of the president. That Senator Lacson must think that the president is so incompetent and is so stupid. He does not, that his undersecretary ito, ha? Hindi man lang secretary. Walang takot sa kanya.
My goodness. Sa wakas, nangyari na rin ho ang pinakahihintay ng mga constituent nitong si Dong Gonzales na aso nitong si Martin Romualdez na kung saan iimbestigahan na daw ho siya ng ombudsman dito sa video na to. Dalawang mahusay, parehas na political analyst, isang economist. Pag-uusapan ho natin dito kung ano ang mangyayari sa ating bansa pagka hindi na isaayos nitong si Adik base dito kay Senator Amy Marcos. Ang mga problema ang kinahaharap natin ngayong mga panahon na to. Pero bago ho yan mga kababayan, kung bago lang ho kayo sa PH Update, isang like at isang subscribe. Masaya na ho tayo dyan at sa mga gusto sumali sa ating community, yung join button nandyan lang ho sa baba. Ayun na nga, umpisahan ho natin ang ating talakayan dito kay Prof. Malotikia. Pero napanood nyo naman ho yung ating intro, di ba? Meron ho talagang pananagutan itong si Martin Romualdez. Maraming dapat paliwanag itong si Martin Romualdez. Kaugnay doon sa mga naging testimonya nitong si Saldico. Yan ho ang ika nga basa nitong si Maring Winnie o itong si Prof. Winnie Monsod. Kaugnay sa mga nangyayari ngayon dito sa issue ng mga anomalyang flood control projects, kickbacks at kung ano-ano pang kabalbalan na naimbento ngayong administrasyon nitong si Bangag. Ito na ho muna, kay Dong Gonzales muna. Pagka nadaan ako dyan sa Pampanga, makikita mo yung mga covered court Kongdong Project of Aurelio Dong Gonzales. Ayan. Umamin naman yung anak nito, di ba? Napanood nyo ho yung video niya. Bago pa daw pumasok sa politika, talagang yan na ang business nila. Heto mga kababayan, contractor, question mark. Nako, sa mga kadistrito ni Dong Gonzales, hindi na ho question mark yan. Kontraktor yung mama na yan. Ibang klase yung kapal na mukha ng mama na yan. Kung alam nyo lang ho mga kababayan kung ano mga pinaggagawa ng mama na yan, dyan sa 3 distrito ng Pampanga. Sobrang kapal ng mukha ng mama na yan. Kung alam nyo lang ho mga kababayan, lalabas din yan. Ito, contractor, ombudsman pro Pampanga Salon. Overlink to family-owned firm. Nako, hindi link yan. Yung anak na nga niya umamin Hanapin ko yung video ng anak nito na kung saan inaamin niya na matagal ng panahon na talagang ang business nito mga to pangungontrata. Papalabaso natin dito yan. Hindi ko sinasabi si Dong yung anak niya na nag-take over doon sa business nila. Walang conflict of interest yan. Basta malapit ka kay Martin, di ba? Walang conflict of interest yan. Basta babanatan mo si Bibi Sara. Parang naalala ko tong mama na to si Dong Gonzales. Nung kasagsagan ng pagbira kay BP Sara, mayat maya nasa Malacanang yan. Silang dalawa ni Martin Romualdez. Unahin na muna natin. Etong si kay Prof. Malu Tiquia. Prof. Malu! Yay!
Now, let's talk to political strategist Malu Tiquia. She is joining us today, this morning, to react to the statements of Senator Amy Marcos. So magandang umaga sa iyo, Malu. Thank you for joining us.
Magandang umaga, Gretchen. Magandang umaga sa iyong mga nakikinig at nanonood. Good morning.
Okay,
Wala ba si Auntie Claire dyan? Ha? Huwag niyong pasasampahin si Auntie Claire pagka nandiyan si Prof. Malu Tiquia, ha? Yung walang hiya yun eh. Hindi naman expert yun, aso yun eh.
Una ho, your take on the revelations, the bombshell dropped by Senator Amy Marcos. Matagal na pinag-uusapan ito, but coming now from the sister. First, why during this INC rally, and what do you think was the goal?
Well, clearly, Senator Amy showed that it is very important to help prevent any eventualities in whatever is happening. Second, he showed that country is more important than probably what is happening within the Marcos family. But it is clear that there was endearment in what she said about you're adding, and that she will be there for him. There was no mention of resignation. It was just a talk about umuwi na tayo, magpahinga na tayo. So, if you look at the whole speech of the senator, it really was conscious about the Filipino culture of family. But it was a pained act, as you saw her in her delivery. And after that, she was shaking. She was, as she said, I was unburdened, but mahal ko kapatid ko. So I guess the agony there's so many things going on social media, that how come she never talked about it, that she knows about it when she negotiated with the unit team for 2022. But these are all hindsights, but right now what we have is a sister, the eldest, she actually contextualized it as dati ang tatay ko nandito, ang tatay natin nandito para alagaan tayo, ngayon ako yung panganay. So there's so many things that she mentioned, taking into careful consideration about family. Because she is addressing a bigger audience, which is not only the INC, but those outside. And really, all of us were shocked. I was with another leader during the meeting, and we watched her on TV, and all of us were like, wow. That was the initial reaction, and when we were able to get over the speech, it was like there was total silence in the room. And I respect her. It's a very courageous act. But let's see. Probably she wanted to stop whatever is being planned by both sides. And her reaction actually resulted to INC, canceling the third day. But I do understand that the EDSA rally will continue, but that's entirely a different,
Pero hindi ba, Malu, kapag when you correct a loved one, hindi ba it also matters not just the content of your correction, but also the manner and form and timing and the way you speak it. Some would say na kung talagang mahal ni Senator Amy ang kanyang kapatid, sana ginawa na lang niya ito in private, no? Why decide to say to give those revelations in a protest rally na nababahiran ng all sorts of speculation?
Ako naiintindihan ko itong pinagkukuhanan nitong si Gretchen Hoy. Ano lang yan, kumbaga obligasyon niyang tanungin yung mga walang kapararakang tanong na yan dito kay, anong tawag dito kay Prof. Malu Tiquia. Again, Si Marcos Jr. hindi isang ordinaryong kapatid, hindi ordinaryong padre de pamilya. Siya ang haligi ng tahanan ng bawat isang Pilipino ngayong mga panahon na to. Siya ang ama ng Pilipinas. Ang kanyang kalagayan pagdating sa kanyang kaisipan o mga hobby, lahat ho yan kailangan malaman na sambayan ng Pilipino dahil tayo ho ang boss niya ngayong mga panahon na to. Walang pumilit sa kanya na magtumakbo bilang presidente. Obligasyon niya, pinili niya ho yan. Ika nga, desisyon niya yan. Kaya obligasyon ho nating malaman kung ano ang estado ng kaisipan ng mama na yan. Hindi na ho ika nga pang pamilya o pang pribadong tawag dito, yung mga ganong klaseng usapan. Kailangan na ho natin lahat malaman yan.
That could possibly lead to a withdrawal of support na matagal na din pinag-uusapan. I mean, it begs the question.
Hindi, walang withdrawal of support. Okay lang yan. Yung mga AFP, PNP, yung mga nasa taas niyan, malalim din ho sila dito sa nangyayaring korupsyon nito. So anong iisipin natin? Kasi kung nag-alam na nila na ang kanilang commander-in-chief, mismong kapatid niya ang nagsabi na adik yung kapatid niya, wala pang nag-withdraw of support. Anong papasok sa utak natin? Ibig sabihin, yung mga amo dyan sa AFP at PNP, malamang sa malamang, malalim din ho sila dito sa issue ng korupsyon na to. Yun lang ho ang basa natin dito. Napanood nyo ho yung mayat maya, kausap nitong si Martin Romualdez, yung kung sino-sino dyan sa AFP. Nakakalungkot mang hong isipin, heto ho ang estado ng ating bansa ngayong mga panahon na to.
Question, was there a different objective to this other than being loving of your brother?
Well, one Gretchen, she has been out of touch with the president for 3 years. She has not been given a space in that inner circle. She is not part of the kitchen cabinet of the president. And the plan was in 2022 that she will be very active as a member of the kitchen cabinet. So how do you reach out to your brother if you haven't seen each other for 3 years? And why now? Because our economy is on a free fall. And leaders need to take certain sacrifices to put the house in order. Mahalaga yun kasi ang naaapektuhan na taong bayan eh.
Grabe no. Pag nakikita natin yung mga post sa social media, no. Maiba lang ako sandali seguein ko lang to, Prof. Malu, no. Nakakalungkot man hong isipin, ha. Sa galit ho nitong mga politiko na to sa mga Duterte, mga makakaliwang grupo, mga simbahang Katoliko, sa galit ho nila sa mga Duterte, kahit na malugmok tayo dito, magdusa tayo dito sa kasalukuyang pamumuno nitong adik base dito kay Senator Amy Marcos na Pangulo, okay lang ho sa kanila, wag lang makabalik ang mga Duterte. Mantakin niyo mga kababayan, mga oligarko, ayaw kay Digong kasi magbabayad sila ng tamang buwis. Mga NPA, mga makakaliwa, ayaw kay Tatay Digong kasi mauubos yung mga yan. Ayaw sa mga Duterte kasi mauubos yung mga yan. Yung mga durugista, mga kartel, mga sindikato, ayaw kay mga Duterte dahil titigil na naman ang kanilang kita. Ngayon mga kababayan, talagang sinusulit ho nila itong natitirang 3 taon kay Marcos Jr. para mas makuha nila lahat ng pwede nilang magatas dito sa susunod na 3 taon na to. Kaya kung nakita niyo ho, worse ang estado ng ating bansa sa nakalipas na 3 taon, sa pamamayagpag ng mga nabanggit natin na yon, umasa ho kayo dahil talagang pipigain ho nila itong administrasyon na to up to the last second ng kanyang termino. Para lamang ho, pagpasok ng isang Duterte, kahit na lilinisin niya na, magbayad na sila, tapusin na mga dapat tapusin, talagang paldong-paldo na itong mga walang yang to. Okay lang, mga ordinaryong Pilipino, malubog kayo sa baha, mamatay yung mga mahal nyo sa buhay, masira yung mga ari-arian nyo, basta wag lang Duterte. Kasi, una, droga, insurgency, mga makakaliwa, corruption sa pamahalaan, sigurado tatrabahuin ni VP Sara. Yun ang kinatatakot nila dito kasi kausapin lang nitong si Ping Lacson at nitong si Tuta Soto, itong si Marcos Jr. Nauutuho nila. Kaya lang naman ho nila gustong presidente yan si Marcos Jr. kasi itong dalawang senator na to nauuto nila yung mama na yun. Bakit tayo kay Tatay Digong? Kasi hindi ho nila nauuto si Digong nung mga panahon na yun. Yan si Lacson, unyango pa sa unyango yan. Unyango pa sa geko yan, nga.
Ordinaryong tao na aapektuhan. Kung titingnan nyo, malapit ang Pasko pero wala kang nararamdaman na Christmas rush. Ang mga tao
Wala.
nag-iisip, gagastos ba ako ngayon o itatago ko ang pera ko para sa susunod na quarter. So, yung timing, napakahirap mong i-judge, pero kinailangan niya to rise into the occasion to do this. Mind you, she has always been there for the brother. When he was governor, it was citizen, or I think congresswoman siya, who actually was like a sweeper. If you look at the career of the president, I mean, Marcos is always there, trying to sweep things. When he became governor, ang nag-take over siya. At inayos niya yung naiwanan. When he became congressman, si Senator Amy ang naging congresswoman. And para siyang talagang tagalinis ng naiwan ng kapatid.
Tagalinis ng basura. I mean, tagalinis ka ba talaga ng basura? O tagalinis ng chongki?
Masakit yon, pero sinabi rin niya, alam sa probinsya. So, hindi na siya nagtatago sa mga kaalaman ng tao. Kasi the more na itatago mo, the more na kinukonsinti mo. And that narrative echoes to families with children or relatives who are in the same situation. Either you cover it or you help them out in the hope that they will be able to stand up on their own after rehabilitation. And I guess it's also crucial to look at not the 2028. Certainly, Senator Marcos wasn't focused on the 2028 because if she was, this should have stopped. She should not go to the stage if she was thinking of 2028. Wala sa usapan ngayon ang 2028. Ang nasa usapan ay anong gagawin natin sa nahuhuling 3 taon. Tayo ba ay ganito lamang na just floating, or are we going to seize the opportunity and rebuild? Naiiwan na tayo. Vietnam and Cambodia are up there, and the Philippines is down, and we're chairing the ASEAN next year.
Pero, Malu, if you take a look at the whole situation, how does this exact revelation about the president's use of illegal drugs solve the economic freefall of the country? Sabi nga ni Claire Castro, na nakausap niyo nung isang araw, ang reaction niya dito, do not destroy your brother. This is not the issue now. Since you cannot find a corruption issue involving the president, you are diverting the issue. What a shame, Senator Amy, what a shame.
Again, sa BFF ko, hindi yan diversion. Isang pained realization na kailangan kong sabihin. Kailangan kong tulungan ang bansa, at kung ito yung paraan niya ng pagtulong, gagawin niya. So, clearly, she has crossed her Rubicon. That has been there for when they were kids. And when she became senator, in fact, even in the 2025 election, ang usapan na, magsalita ka na, sabihin mo na. Pero until that very last moment, she held on, hoping na maaayos yung pamilya. Yung ibang komentaryo kasi, why are you washing, dirty linens in the public? But there comes a point in time where the talk has to stop. The whispers need to be attended to, because it is important for her that the health of the brother is taken care of, and the health of the nation. So that is a very hard act to follow, and maraming nagsabi sa kanya, nag-advise sa kanya. But at the end, she made that decision, and whether she'll be crucified or praised or what, she has done a nation a great service.
Well, right after that, the INC wrapped up its supposedly 3-day protest. What do you think happened there? And do you think this effectively also extinguishes rumors of an impending coup or a withdrawal of support?
I think the decision of INC to cut short their 3-day rally is recognition of what Senator Amy did. As you very well know, that rally isn't about resignation. That rally wasn't about establishing a junta, etc., etc. It's essentially for transparency and accountability. And if you look at the speeches, they were calling for opening the process, making accountable, getting these people cases filed in court. So when they decided to stop, I guess it's the fact that if they continued, it would lead towards a call for resignation, and that rally wasn't really for that. Right now, what is being played are 3 scenarios. There's a call for resignation. There's people are studying the incapacity clause of the Constitution, Article 7, Section 11, in case of incapacity. In case of resignation, you have the constitutionally successor to take over. In case of incapacity, the vice president becomes acting president. And the third, I think, is an action of the administration. There's talk that the ombudsman is going to file cases to so many names, both incumbent politicians and everything. When Yusek Claire Castro said that it was a diversion, it was not. It was essentially saving the brother and saving the republic.
Yung incapacity clause,
From the
how does that work?
Sir, can you clarify
there's a
everything
voluntary and involuntary declaration.
Arrest warrant is not yet confirmed, and also, sir, have you heard from Senator Bato, would surrender be in the works at the moment, sir?
Yeah, we have not seen nor received any copy of this ICC warrant of arrest. We are just reacting to what we heard over the weekend and what has been circulating.
Siyempre, yung may hawak ng DOJ, si Ombudsman Bonjing, di ba? Sinabi niya, siya yung nagpauna. Siya rin yung nagsabi noon na Interpol ang kukuha kay Pangulong Duterte. Matagal niya sinasabi yun, Interpol. Nagkatotoo nga. Di ba mga kareaksyon ngayon? Si Bato, ayan yan. Yan ang mangyayari.
Online. As to the senators, to the good senator reaching out to us, also we have not received any. Nor I don't think he will be making such a representation considering wala pa. There's nothing to speak of. No ICC warrant.
Palagay ko mga kareaksyon dito na magkakaalaman. Ako sa Pangulong Duterte, nagtimpi ang taong bayan. Nagtimpi tayo dahil ayaw nating bumagsak ang martial law. Nagtimpi ang sambayan ng Pilipino sa nangyari sa Pangulong Duterte. Dahil pinoprotektahan natin ang kapayapaan. Dahil alam naman natin ang kayang gawin ng mga Marcoses. Kaya nilang gawin lahat para hindi lang umalis sa kapangyarihan ng mga yan. Kaya po nilang gawin lahat sa mga Pilipino. Wala silang pakialam sa mga mahihirap. Wala nga silang pakialam sa Cebu ng kamatayan, libu-libu dyan mga kareaksyon. Yung mga nabaon sa lupa, malay pa natin kung ilan yung namatay dyan. Pero mga kareaksyon, itong mga Marcoses na ito, wala po silang pakialam sa mga Pilipino. Gagawin nila lahat para hindi umalis sa kapangyarihan, manatili sa kapangyarihan, at magnakaw na magnakaw. Di ba? Tuloy po natin.
Sir, Adrian Ayaling po, ABS-CBN. Sir, what's keeping the government from choosing yung surrender na option considering yun po yung ginawa last time? Bakit hindi po uulitin yung ginawa last time kay former President Duterte?
Kasi illegal. Illegal ang ginawa nila. Kaya hindi nila pwedeng ulitin yung ginawa nila sa Pangulong Duterte kay Bato de la Rosa. Hindi niya masagot-sagot kasi nga illegal.
The government, we are just one piece of the entire structure of government. So a lot of considerations would have to be taken
We are also mindful of the fact that there are still pending petitions before the Supreme Court. So as a matter of practicality and yung propriety, we may have to wait for the Supreme Court to decide on the issue because our position is that is the one being questioned by the camp of the former president. So, yun, madaming mga kailangan timbangin, maraming kailangan na tingnan na aspeto from different angles. No? Yeah.
But sir, theoretically, if you are going to differentiate the two, yung surrender and yung extradition, ano po yung mas madali and mas practical na gagawin ng government if and when na meron na pong arrest warrant?
Theoretically speaking, the faster approach would be surrender because if we go through the extradition route,